On the news, reps approve bill to allow creation of state police. Federal government warns of polio type 2 spreading across the country. And first batch of Team Nigeria jets off to Japan for Tokyo Olympics. Thank you so much for joining us in News Now. I am Folashade Ogurinde. A bill to amend the 1999 Constitution to allow creation of state police and legalize regional security outfits has killed second reading in the House of Representatives. This means the current police system will be decentralized by moving police from the exclusive legislative list to the concurrent list. Chairman of the House Committee on Judiciary, Onofeok Luke, who sponsored the bill, said that a population of over 201 million people in Nigeria is grossly underpoliced and falls short of the United Nations recommendation of ratio 1 policeman per 400 citizens. Luke added that this will reduce occurrence of crimes in the country, lead to the establishment of community policing and install greater public participation in policing, as well as support and provide assistance to federal police and other federal security agencies. The need for state policing was again re-emphasized at the meeting of the 17 Southern governors held in Lagos on Monday. The governors will review the current security situation, constitutional amendments, and the petroleum industry bill. Also unanimously agreed that the South should produce Nigeria's next president. Let's now get reactions on some of the issues raised at the Southern governors meeting. Malaki Ugumadu, a lawyer and political analyst, joins us on the news. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, first, what do you make of the resolutions made at the end of that meeting, particularly the decision that the region should produce the next president?
Well, it is important to appreciate that at the end of a conference or a parley, such as the one conveyed and convoked by the Southern governors, communiques are naturally produced, with specific reference to the question of choosing the next president of the country. You could say that that is a legitimate dream. But it doesn't take away the fact that we seem to be abdicating governance at a speed and in a style that is very discomforting to people like me. Let's make no mistake about it. There is no such constitutional provision for governors forum. No less in the balkanized form that we now see it. As a matter of fact, a few hours ago, I was monitoring the northeastern governors as victims of southeastern governors. What it tells me is that neither the governing party nor the opposition party is able to view the around the politics talk enough that will galvanize the followership and interest of the people for a purposeful end. That reinforces my conviction all along that what the Nigerian people need is an alternative to this present political class. And this political class, well, that is even being charitable, this political elite, across all the political parties we have in Nigeria. So I made the point that the agitation for to be able to produce the next president is a legitimate agitation, it's a legitimate call, it's a legitimate desire. It does not dispense with the desire of other parts of the country to also produce the next president. So it's a marketplace, they all go in there and slug it out.
Now, Mr. Malaki, I'm very sorry to cut you short here, but we need to go now, and thank you so much for your time on the news. Moving on, Senate President Hamid Lawan has named a 7-member committee to harmonize the different versions of the Petroleum Industry Bill (PIB) passed by the National Assembly last week. This was part of the national matters attended to during plenary on Tuesday. The Senate also condemned what it described as unlawful encroachment and arrest of Nigerians by the authorities of Benin Republic. Our correspondent Onyadikuni has details.
Following the passage of the long-awaited Petroleum Industry Bill by both chambers of the National Assembly, Senate President Hamid Lawan has announced the composition of the Conference Committee on the PIB.
Senate Leader, Senator Abdullahi Yahaya, Chairman, Senator Sabo Nokudu, Northwest, Senator Albert Basi, South-South, Senator Mohamed Njuma Goje, Northeast, Senator Michael Opeyemi Bamidele, Southwest, Senator Stella Odwa, Southeast, and Senator Gabriel Suswam, North Central. The conference committee will meet with our counterparts in the House. The House will also announce the composition of the conference committee, and we hope that the conference committee will swing into action immediately so that we are able to have the final document of the PIB, which will transmit for a presidential assent.
In another development, following the recent appeal by the Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun to the federal government over the unlawful detention of a Nigerian citizen in neighboring Benin Republic, Ogun lawmaker Tolu Odebiyi raised a point of order recounting the numerous reports of alleged encroachments into Nigeria's territory by authorities of Republic of Benin.
The continuous unchecked egress and egress of persons at the different entry points and borders between Nigeria and the Republic of Benin, the country's closest neighbor, are largely the result of the porosity of our country's borders. Mr. President, further aware that the said Pastor Kulegard and Mr. Benjamin Amosu were allegedly arrested in Nigeria in a Gestapo style and shipped to prison in Ajase, Port Novo area of Benin Republic without an order of a competent court of jurisdiction in Nigeria. Further disturbed that this action by the government and agents of Republic of Benin are capable of causing huge unrest and can lead to mass action against citizens residing in both countries.
Other lawmakers also condemned the unlawful arrest of Nigerians by Benin authorities.
The Republic of Benin, as this is without any intention to belittle them, as tiny as they are, if I can use that word, every now and again, you will see them harassing the great Nigeria, the big brother. And that is why we are shouting, we've been shouting, we will continue to do that, about even the Tongeji Island, which is in Nigeria territory. As we speak today, except for what maybe the Nigerian government is doing now, Tongeji Island will go the way of Bakassi.
Every citizen of Nigeria must be treated with dignity and respect by any nation in this world. Nigeria is not a pushover, and Nigeria is not an ordinary country. I think as a people, as a government, as senators, we must condemn any act by any nation or any country against any citizen of this country. They should treat Nigerians with respect.
Accordingly, the upper chamber directed the appropriate committees to interface with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Justice, and the National Border Commission to urgently put in place the necessary mechanisms to properly secure Nigerians in border communities. Oyi Adekunle, TV360, Nigeria.
The National Assembly says it is committed to passing key enabling legislations that would make the Public Complaints Commission (PCC) handle complaints and rights abuses at the workplace and other areas. The joint leadership made the assurance on Monday while inaugurating the Chief Commissioner and other commissioners for the 36 states and the FCT. Onyadikuni has the details.
Lawmakers from both chambers of the National Assembly are here to witness the swearing-in ceremony of the newly appointed commissioners of the Public Complaints Commission (PCC).
I will be faithful
I will be faithful
and bear true.
Chief Commissioner of the PCC, Abimbola Ayo Yusuf, assured that the commission under his leadership will be fair in ensuring critical and thorough investigation of complaints.
We will not tolerate any form of recalcitrance from ministries, departments and agencies, as well as corporate organizations under our investigative purview. Priority will be given to systemic investigation of complaints because of its capacity to solve a wide range of societal malaise. The importance of a motivated workforce cannot be overemphasized in any institution. Therefore, I and my colleagues hereby pledge our collective resolve to enthrone leadership by example, by being dedicated, diligent, friendly, and compassionate.
Senate President Ahmed Lawan noted that the rate of abuses at workplaces have reached alarming levels in recent years, stressing the need for the PCC to build a healthy relationship with all Nigerians.
Millions of Nigerians face challenges in getting their rights at their workplaces across the country. As Chief Commissioner and Commissioners, you can address such using your statutory powers in mind that justice delayed is indeed justice denied. It is expected that some sections of the law that set out the Public Complaints Commission need to be amended to reflect present trends in the country in order to make your work effective and more efficient. You will agree with me that millions of Nigerians are still ignorant about the workings, powers, and existence of the Public Complaints Commission. We therefore need to immediately embark on rigorous media campaigns to enlighten the public about your activities.
Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila also charged the PCC to address issues of human rights abuses in the country.
You will agree with me that as a society without statutory measures to redress workers' rights, plight and distress is doomed to sink into the river of incessant acrimony and unnecessary tensions. It is on this premise that I urge the Chief Commissioner and other commissioners being inaugurated today to see yourselves as privileged Nigerians who are saddled with a job that essentially borders on humanity. You are to use the powers of your mandate judiciously with due recourse to speed, fairness, and equity.
The appointments of the commissioners took effect from June 1st, 2021, and it would last for a period of 3 years. Unya Adekunle, TV360, Nigeria.
Away from politics and now to health. Nigeria is at risk of losing its polio-free status 12 months after the World Health Organization declared the country endemic-free in August 2020. This comes as the federal government announced an outbreak and circulation of vaccine-derived poliovirus type 2 in 14 states. Details in this report. The outbreak of vaccine-derived poliovirus type 2 now circulating in the country has been linked to a high number of missed children during outbreak response, a development government says is detrimental to gains made in its fight against wild poliovirus. In an address to Northern Traditional Leaders Committee in Abuja, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency called for more support from community leaders in its response campaigns.
There are cases of circulating vaccine-derived polioviruses type 2 in some states. Hence, the need for us as a country to jealously guard our WPV-free status and stop the transmission of CVD-PVs in our communities. And we have conducted 4 outbreak responses using the novel oral polio vaccine, which is preferred as a choice as it doesn't seed the virus. However, suboptimal performance has been recorded in all the states due to high numbers of missed children during the outbreak responses. This poor quality will affect how we are able to bring this outbreak under control. Your Highnesses, it is pertinent to state that donor funding for polio has drastically reduced. We will therefore be relying on your influence in advocating to political leaders on the need to continue to fund polio outbreak response campaigns.
On his part, UNICEF Nigeria representative Peter Hawkins, while emphasizing the importance of vaccination, called on the leaders to take a collective stance against the virus.
Nigeria succeeded today in ensuring that Africa is wild polio free. that is a unique opportunity to show off what Nigeria can do and how the Northern Traditional Leaders Conference can spearhead the health of its nation. We're addressing polio 20 years ago. Today, we have two priorities. One is continuing routine immunization to save those nearly 2,000 children a day who die as a result of not being immunized.
In response, the Emir of Agungu assured of their commitment to support all health-related programs of the federal government.
We are aware of the funding challenges for the effective engagement of traditional leaders on these issues. But as leaders deeply concerned with the welfare of our people, I assure the ED and all partners present here today, on behalf of seminars, that we will continue to do our utmost best to support all health and related programs of the federal government.
As Nigeria continues to ramp up its healthcare system and retake lost strides occasioned by COVID-19, the need to partner with grassroots authority is more important now than ever. Folashade Ogurinde, TV360 News. A non-governmental organization, United Nations Rescue Services, has called on all Nigerians to embrace peace rather than resorting to violence. To this end, the organization has provided a framework where all individuals and groups can converge with a view to bolstering internal security and stabilizing war-torn locations.
The diversity of Nigeria's security challenges has prompted this summit by the United Nations Rescue Services. With rising cases of violence in different parts of the country, it has become apparent that all hands must be on deck to complement the efforts of security agencies for a peaceful and stable Nigeria. The UNRS says it is offering its platform to address all agitations and concerns from all Nigerians.
We have invited the Afenifere, the Ohaneze Ndibo, and the Arewa Consultative Forum. We have also invited all the groups and sections of the country that are saying they are carrying sword against their fatherland and their fellow brothers and sisters. We are saying this is a platform we are giving you. Come and let us talk. And because of that, we have invited the Niger Delta Youth, the Avengers, the Masov, in fact, even IPOP. We have also invited Boko Haram.
Other speakers say Nigeria's leaders must take the initiative to tackle the structural problems at the root of Nigeria's violence.
In principle, Nigeria agreed that it has to be a federalism that we have to run here. We are no longer running that. And this has led to underdevelopment, it has led to stagnation, it has led to insecurity, it has led to the escalating fault lines, it has led to the emergence of non-state actors, groups in that same direction, separatists and centrifugal forces tearing the country to pieces. We need to do something about that.
Peace is something that many of us hope for. Lack of conflict and freedom from fear. We all hope for a state of harmony across our borderlines. In every crisis around the world, children suffer the most. We lost our right to education. We lost our right to move freely. We lost our right to life. Some children even lost their right to good parenting. If you really love the children and you don't want them to suffer, always choose the path of peace. And remember, there is no alternative to peace.
While calling for an end to the mindless killings and abductions across the country, the UNRS says a platform which allows everyone to feel a sense of belonging will go a long way in moving Nigeria forward. Mary Kanu, TV360, Nigeria.
We'll take a break here, but still to come, 5 jailed in German child abuse case. Welcome back. Well, let's now take a recap of some of our top stories. A bill to amend the 1999 Constitution to allow creation of state police and legalize regional security outfits has killed second reading in the House of Representatives. Chairman of the House Committee on Judiciary, Onyofiok Luke, who sponsored the bill, says this will allow the current police system to be decentralized. We also told you that the federal government has raised concerns over the recent outbreak of vaccine-derived poliovirus type 2 in at least 13 states of the federal capital territory. The executive director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Faisal Shuaib, has now warned that the continuous spread of this virus puts Nigeria's status as a wild poliovirus-free nation under threat. In case you missed any of our news bulletin, for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we are at TV360 Online. Nigeria has recorded 50 additional cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. According to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) update for Monday, the new cases were reported in 4 states and the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). While 18 people were discharged after recovering from the infection on Monday, 1 new COVID-19 death was also recorded, bringing the total number of fatalities to 2,122. We'll take another break here and return with more stories and business. Do stay with us.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
Well, up next is business news and stock market review with Mary Kanu. Over to you, Mary.
Thank you, Folashade. And now in business, resource-efficient production has been identified as a means of improving Nigeria's industrial energy performance. Now, this was the topic at the Inception Workshop for a project organized by the United Nations Industrial Development Organization in Lagos. The agency says resource efficiency and cleaner production is a major step to improve energy profitability in industries.
The project today is to help Nigerian industries, basically to introduce the concept of resource efficiency and cleaner production, and also to improve energy efficiency in our industries. The project will be working with BOI to come up with a financial mechanism which will help our industries, both SMEs and large industries, in accessing relevant funds to incorporate resource efficiency, cleaner production and industrial energy efficiency.
Part of what the energy efficiency and the environment of this project is about will be incorporated into the curriculum. So, and that curriculum will not just be a teaching curriculum, it's still a practice curriculum. So it's a unique one for University of Lagos, and of course for research and developments on energy efficiency, which is critical for us. I mean, green energy, how it affects the environment, how it reduces costs, costs of production, costs of, and of course the issues of pollution around the carbon fluxes.
We'll take a break here and return with a review of the stock market. Stay with us. after investors renewed bargain hunting activities for some high value as well as some mid-cap stocks in the local exchange. More than 103 billion naira was added to the equities capitalization as it climbed back to the 20 trillion naira mark, while the all-share index bounced back by 0.52% as the bull once again made a quick return to the Nigerian stock market at the close of today's trading session, and this time it pushed the benchmark of listed equities to a higher level. Meanwhile, the healthcare sector as well as the oil and gas sector, represented by Total and May and Baker, were the major contributors to the market overall turnover in value terms, with 13 naira 79 kobo gains. Now, at the same time, the total volume of shares traded today was slightly higher but still within the 200 million units level, as a value of 2 billion units were traded in 4,540 deals. Now, leading 9 other losers, Eterna and Linkage Assurance, lost 1 naira 53 kobo to top the losers chart. Now, on the global scene, the FTSE, the Dow Jones and the Nikkei, FTSE and Dow Jones are currently trading in the greens, while Nikkei is trading in the reds today. Now, that's all on the stock market review. It's back to Folashade for the rest of the news.
Well, thank you very much, Mary, for that update. Moving on now to the foreign scene. 4 men received lengthy prison sentences in Germany on Tuesday for taking part in the repeated sexual assault of children and filming the abuse in a case that prompted reform in pedophilia laws. A regional court in the western city jailed the defendants for between 10 and 14 years, followed by preventive detention. The mother of the 28-year-old main defendant was convicted of aiding and abetting the abuse and sentenced to 5 years in prison. Well, up next is Entertainment Reports.
The Theatre Arts and Motion Pictures Practitioners Association of Nigeria, TAMPAN, has summoned one of its members, Yomi Fabiyi, for questioning over a newly released Yoruba movie titled Okoyabo. The association says it has received lots of complaints from the public and colleagues on the theme, title and content of the movie, produced and directed by Yomi Fabiyi and his co-director Dele Mati. The characters in the film also take on the names of the individuals involved in the Baba Ijesha's case, including actress Iyabo Ojo, whom the story apparently centers around. Meanwhile, YouTube yanked off the movie, and Yomi Fabiyi has asked his partners to take down the movie. Veteran film actor Richard Mofedamijo has clocked the age of 60 and is being showered with love from fans and colleagues in the entertainment industry. The good-looking granddad, who never ceases to inspire others, dazzled us with his elegance and charm in birthday photos released on social media. In a televised interview, the actor stated that his life would begin at 60 and that he is grateful for his life as none of his parents ever clocked 60 years old. Happy birthday to RMD. And that is all that we have for you in the entertainment segment of News Now.
Away from entertainment and now to sports, the first batch of Team Nigeria to the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games have departed the country today. The contingent, which is made up of 2 athletes representing Nigeria in the canoeing and rowing event, 2 coaches and 6 officials, departed Nigeria via an Ethiopian airline flight from the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. The second batch will depart on July 13th. Nigeria will be competing in the 9th sports at the rescheduled Tokyo Olympics, which runs from July 23rd to August 8th, while the Paralympians will be competing in 4 sports from August 24 to September 5, 2021. And it's a wrap on our news bulletin. Thank you for watching. I am Folashade Ogrinde.